This is my mom. This is her food, and in this video, I'll be harshly judging her cooking. Sorry, Mom.
I bet you are.
She's gonna cook up 8 classic Minnesota recipes. This is food I ate all the time as a kid, but there's just one problem. Some of this is food I loved, and some of it is food I hated. Today, it's my goal to be deadly honest with the woman who gave birth to me, even if it tears our relationship apart. And it all starts with Tater Tot Hotdish. All right, folks, right here we have all the ingredients for our first dish of the day, Tater Tot Hotdish. And if you want to understand Minnesota food, you need to know 2 words, hot dish and casserole.
Casserole and hot dish are basically the same, but here in the Midwest, we call it hot dish. And nothing captures it better than Minnesota's state dish, Tater Tot Hotdish. It's communal food, one-pan cooking for a family, born from cheap, shelf-stable ingredients. All you need is a protein,
Ground beef,
some cheese,
shredded sharp cheddar cheese,
some veggies,
mixed vegetables,
a creamy binder,
cream of chicken, cream of mushroom.
and of course, tater tots.
In this case, we borrowed a little bit from Idaho. Idaho, listen, we're basically using your state dish to put on top of our state dish. Suck it. I mean, eat it. Step 1, brown the ground beef. With your hands? Mom, why are you using your hands?
You want me to put the glove on? I don't like the glove.
No, I'm trying to have a candid conversation.
Next, hit the beef with some seasoning, Italian seasoning, garlic salt, onion powder, basil, and thyme.
You made this a lot where we grew up, and for you, what was the reason that you made it?
So it was convenient, but all of you kids really loved it. And usually we would pair this with a salad.
Healthy.
Try to be.
Sandra, or as I call her, Mom, grew up in the quaint town of Mora, Minnesota, on a farm with 9 siblings.
The next step here is to drain the grease from the beef. Now, if I was renting this property, I would just put it down the sink. Unfortunately, I own this home, so we're gonna throw it in the trash. Be honest, if you were renting, would you just put that down the sink?
No.
That's a good person right there.
She later went on to have 6 children of her own, and I am one of them.
Now comes the assembly. We are adding in our mixed vegetables, dried onions, cream of mushroom, cream of chicken. I love that Midwesterners love milk so much. Everything has to be creamed.
And now I need the milk.
Milk. If you do it that way, you get high.
Growing up,
Milk.
even while working 3 jobs to support us, my mom never let a day go by without putting a homemade meal on the table for us to share.
So you put in a little bit of milk into each can to get the rest of that creamy residue out.
Absolutely, you don't want to miss a bit of it.
What you see in this video are the greatest hits from my childhood, with a couple of least favorite foods mixed in.
It must have been at least 20 years since I've last had this. I'm curious, how often do you think you were cooking this when we were kids?
I would say at least once every other week.
Oh, that's nice. The smell is really nice. It's really meaty. It's an interesting mix of creaminess and vegetables. Let's go for it. It's better than I remember. Mom, well done.
Thank you. I'm glad you still like it.
It's super savory, very beefy, well seasoned, creamy, and I think it wouldn't be nearly as enjoyable if it didn't have the tater tots on top. Very nice. So this is one food that I do remember liking, but I want to ask you, Mom, which foods do you remember me hating as a child?
Well, those cool frosted donuts with the little chocolate sprinkles. Oh, you were scared to death of those. You thought they were ants.
That was a long time ago. That was 3 weeks ago. But there is one food she's forgetting.
Cucumber salad, and I thought you liked it.
So let me explain something. My mom would make a cucumber salad and I would put just a little bit of that mayo on my plate and then I'd say, no, see? Right there, I ate it. All the while, I freaking hated and still hate cucumber salad or anything cucumber related, except for pickles.
1 down, 7 more to go, each one dragging me further into the culinary twilight zone of my childhood.
I can't believe I'm seeing it again now for the first time in maybe over 2 decades. Ugh.
But first, what some call a salad, though there's not a single vegetable in sight.
Pink salad. It kind of seems like a dessert, but it seems like it could be a side dish. Which is it to you?
We've always used it as salad. It's cold, it's got fruit in it, cottage cheese.
So it's something you would eat with the meal, not after the meal.
Right.
Let's talk about the ingredients. We have crushed pineapple, cottage cheese, strawberry Jell-O, and then we have Cool Whip. Let me tell you about Cool Whip growing up. When my mom was at work, I snuck in the fridge and I went, oh my God, we have Cool Whip? And I would open it up and inside, split pea soup. You see, kids these days, you have Gladware, cheap containers that you can buy at the store. But when I was young, this was the cheap container. Let me show you something. Well, you didn't swap this out or anything, right?
You'll never know until you open it.
Oh, that's nice. Let's get into it.
First, we want to drain the pineapple.
Aside from hot dishes, sweet salads are the other food that comes to mind when people talk about Minnesota. For a lot of families, Thanksgiving wouldn't feel right without one.
Then we're going to put cottage cheese in our bowl with the Jell-O. It's best to use something that's red, otherwise you won't have pink salad.
Now, it's not really a leafy salad.
And now we want to add the pineapple.
But back in the day, if you mixed a bunch of stuff in a bowl and chilled it, you could call it a salad and no one would argue.
Next, we're going to do the whipped cream.
Where do you think this recipe comes from?
Some cookbooks call it a dump mix, where you can just dump everything together and mix it fast and easy.
The roots of this dish go back a few generations, and it really blew up when convenience foods hit the scene. Food companies hustled their way in with cookbooks that just happened to feature their own products, like canned fruit, whipped cream, you know, all that good stuff. Suddenly, recipes were cheap, easy, and everywhere, and one of them was this pink salad.
Right now I'm gonna do something I could never do as a child, which is eat from the big bowl. It makes a nice little fluffy sound as you scoop the spoon through it. Wait. Before this video goes on another second, there's something I have to tell you. Listen, I eat a lot of unique foods on this channel, but honestly, that's not the challenge. The real challenge is staying connected while filming around the world. In one country, it's a new SIM card. The next, it's a roaming bill that costs way too much, and hotel Wi-Fi, well, just forget it. That's why we switched to Olaf Fly plans. With just one eSIM, we get fast, reliable data in over 160 countries. No SIM swaps, no surprise charges, just one plan that works everywhere. You can go with the Lite plan, 25 gigabytes for calls, work, and streaming, or my recommendation, the Unlimited plan, which is what we use while filming so we never run out of data. If you travel often, study abroad, or live overseas, Olaf Fly makes life way easier. Use our code BEFRS HOLA to get 10% off monthly plans, or choose the annual plan and stack the savings. 22% off automatically, plus another 10% with the code BEFRS HOLA. One plan, one eSIM, connected everywhere. That's Olaf Fly. Now, back to my mom's cooking. Oh my God, Mom, I love you.
That's going to be a snack all afternoon, isn't it?
There's something so magical about it. The Cool Whip makes the whole thing more light and fluffy, but the texture that you're getting are those large curds of cottage cheese. Then it's so sweet. It's definitely sweet from that Jell-O, but also sweet from the pineapple. You get a bite with a nice crushed piece of pineapple and you get a little flavor burst. It's a wild recipe. It's so simple, and I hope that somebody watching this video makes this simple recipe, tries it out, and experiences the joy that I'm experiencing right now. This is still one of my favorite, most nostalgic dishes from my childhood, but we have a few more coming up, including our next food, meatloaf. Now, compared to the glamorous, dazzling display that is Tater Tot Hotdish, the meatloaf feels kind of simple by comparison. Even though you have so many different ingredients, it all just cooks down to one loafy consistency. Right here we have the ingredients for our meatloaf: bread, eggs, ground beef, onion soup mix. This is my favorite part. To make a proper Minnesota meatloaf, it must be topped with ketchup. If you put this on top of a steak or different types of meat, people would be very offended. Here, we're offended if you don't.
Generally, we start with the bread. Today we're using some buns because that's what we have around home. And making meatloaf is all about using up things you have at home. We're gonna put a couple of eggs, a half of a large onion, and then I'm gonna add some seasoning.
Meatloaf's history can be traced back to ancient Rome, but the American version is tied to German immigrants who brought a similar recipe to the USA around 200 years ago.
I'm gonna add 1 envelope of Lipton onion soup mix.
Like most of the USA, Minnesota has folded immigrant food traditions into its own identity, embracing flavors from Scandinavia, Germany, and Eastern European countries.
And now we're gonna put ketchup on top.
These recipes were engineered to be cheap, easy to scale, and perfect for sharing.
This on its own, it looks fantastic. The smell coming off here, like this is something really meaty, hearty, and substantial. For me, the best part of meatloaf is the ketchup. When you put ketchup on top of the meat and you put it in the oven for an hour or an hour and a half, it becomes kind of thick and pasty. Let's go. Oh yeah. The ketchup offers just a little bit of sweetness, but there's something about the seasoning blend in here that makes the beef taste so much more beefy. Normal beef doesn't taste as much like beef compared to this beef. That's kind of a bad amateur description for a food expert. You would have to taste it for yourself to really understand what I'm saying. I think it's about having the right amount of salt and the right amount of seasonings to really bring out the flavor. Also, onion is like the beef's best friend. It's kind of like having a really delicious smash burger with a bunch of caramelized onions on top. Give it a little bit of a drizzle. Oh, that's nice. An amazing combination. It is the perfect pairing of savory, meaty beef with cool, sweet ketchup. I love it. But when it comes to flavor combinations, our next food is off the reservation. The green salad, it's also known by some in Minnesota as a Watergate salad. Some also call it the pistachio salad. And that's because our first ingredient today is pistachio pudding. Excuse me, not pudding, I mean pudding.
Pudding!
Pudding. What makes this dish strange is the curious combination of ingredients. We have marshmallows, Cool Whip, once again, crushed pineapple, and then we have maraschino cherries. Growing up, this is the only cherry I really knew of. When I finally ate a real cherry and it was a little bit like tart and there was a seed in the middle, I hated it. Because my mom started me on these. So this is a simple, straightforward dish, only 5 ingredients. Let's see how it's made.
First, she drains the juice from a pineapple can. Then she mixes the fruit with pistachio pudding mix. And yes, this recipe was born from food companies sneaking their products into cookbooks. In this case, the pistachio pudding.
As you can see, it's turning a lovely green.
Next, fold in Cool Whip, marshmallows, mix it all together.
Beautiful. In Minnesota, we call this a salad because it's fluffy and easy and it has fruit in it.
And top it off with cherries. At least this time, our salad is green.
You know, it's weird. Never asked to see how the sausage is made. Before, I think I enjoyed the mystery. But then when you actually get to see it being made, it kind of demystifies it a little bit. I only knew the final outcome, which it looks like something that you would find in Shrek's toilet. I'm so sorry, Mom. After not trying it for a very long time, let's see if I still like it. That's nice. It has a nice, smooth, creamy taste of pistachio. There's fluffy whipped cream, there's little squishy marshmallows, and then, every once in a while, if you're lucky, you get one of these cherries. Growing up, 90% of the fruit I ate either came from a jar or a can. This is no different. These cherries, they're not just for your cocktails. They are absolutely delicious in a green salad. It tastes like artificial cherries, even though it's a real cherry. It's just a cherry swimming in sweet, sugary syrup. What's wild about this food to me is that this is something I had growing up, but it's just something I've not ever seen anywhere else. Mom, when is the first time you had this?
One of our major holidays, probably Christmas. That was when all of the whole Jell-O craze and all of the dump salads were really happening.
Dump salad. Nice. For our next dish on our Minnesota menu, we're getting a little bit cornographic. You got it?
Yeah.
Some people might call it corn pudding or corn casserole, but around here, it's better known as scalloped corn.
Let's talk about the ingredients that go into this dish. Butter. Today we're gonna be using Land O'Lakes. There used to be a lady here, but in order to honor her and her people, instead they've put nothing. Saltine crackers. They're great for this dish or for in a hospital if you're almost dying. Those are basically the only 2 situations in which people eat saltines. Beyond that, we have eggs, half and half, and then this right here. This isn't just corn, this is cream-style corn. Corn that's been creamed.
But we will be adding dairy.
And then we'll add even more cream ourselves soon.
Scalloped corn is a kind of side dish that shows up on every holiday table.
1 sleeve of saltine crackers.
It's built entirely from cans and boxes. Proof that sometimes comfort doesn't need to be fresh.
And we're gonna add our eggs.
It just needs to be familiar.
A tablespoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cream. And now we're gonna mix this.
Similar recipes trace back to German immigrants, where baked corn custards have been passed down for generations.
We're gonna use about a half a stick of real butter. Now we're ready to put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. Paprika on top. Now we put it back in the oven.
In each star that shines above.
Something interesting about this dish is that my mom told me she literally found this recipe from a microwave cookbook. Can you tell us what decade this was in?
Well, it would have been in the 70s.
So the 1870s.
You are on my list now, and it's not a good list. 1970s. Microwaves were just becoming the big thing. We couldn't wait to get one home. And it came with a book. I started going through the book and picking out recipes, and this is one that just stuck. I started making this for Christmas, and I have every single year since.
Wow, that's such a cool story. Earlier we were talking about stretching beef by using bread. Here we're stretching corn by using crackers. That is another level of filler, right, Mom?
It is, but I don't call it a filler. It's actually an ingredient to solidify the corn.
It's not completely solid, it's not completely gloopy, and this strange combination or mix of being slightly bready and slightly corny. Like me.
That's right.
Oh, that's good. It's a wonderful combination of feeling thick, not too creamy, because I've had just cream corn alone, which is also delicious, very sweet, and has a unique creamy texture as opposed to whole corn kernels. But here, saltines, a food that ordinarily kinda sucks, it's giving it so much body. The saltine is meant to work as an ensemble, like Black Widow in the Avengers. She was never meant to have her own movie. But she did eventually, and guess what? It was like saltines. Now, my least favorite food growing up was definitely the cucumber salad, but this is a close second. Introducing the green bean casserole. Let's talk about the ingredients for this dish. French-style green beans, cream of mushroom soup making a return. This is something that I love in Vietnam. These are fried onions, but the fried onions in the USA, they're very different. I think the difference is in Vietnam, fried onions are actually fried shallots. And I think these are bigger onions and they're way more bready. Oh God, the back of the box has a recipe for French's green bean casserole. Oh, I can't get away from this stuff.
And the picture right on the front.
Oh, that is the final product right there. That's what we're going for. Guys, let's get into it.
2 cans of green beans, straight from the can. 1 cream of mushroom, that's the plan.
About a half a
Can of
can.
milk, pour it in smooth. Onions on top, give a crispy groove.
For me, this dish was the stuff of childhood nightmares. But for everyone else, it's a Thanksgiving classic, with 20 million households making it each year.
Oh, hell, the green bean casserole.
No offense.
None taken.
It looks like, oh, it's just fried and brown on top. Who wouldn't like that? I'm gonna take a corner here, put that on my plate. Beautiful. I have tried a lot of foods around the world that many would consider off-putting. Porcupine bile in Vietnam, raw goat kidneys in Kenya, maggot-infested rotten fish paste in Cambodia. Cheers.
Cheers.
And still, none of those compare to this. But you know what? Time has passed. My taste buds, they've evolved. Perhaps I will look at this food completely differently, but I doubt it. I don't know, man. I think it's the beans. They're so mushy. They're kind of slimy. The fried onion does offer a pleasant crunch, but still, there's something about these soggy beans that may have been in that can since the Depression. We don't know. So this leads me to an important question. Mom, why the canned beans?
Actually, you can make it with fresh or frozen beans.
Yes, of course you can, but you never did. Why?
Convenience.
I knew it. Guilty.
As a child, there was one dish my mom kept making even though she knew I hated it. But when you're 1 vote out of 6, your opinion doesn't carry much weight. But first, something savory with a bit of a country culinary flair. Wild rice stuffed peppers.
Our next food on our Minnesota menu contains Minnesota's state grain. I'm talking about wild rice. This is just a normal white jasmine rice, but over here we have the wild rice. Wild rice can be found nationwide, but mostly comes from rivers and lakes in northern Minnesota. That said, the rice is just one component of this dish. It involves gigantic bell peppers like this, stuffed full of meat, rice, and cheese. And that is what we're gonna be baking next. Did you get this from a microwave cookbook?
No.
No.
My mom made it a couple times, just variations, not like I do. Then when we lived next to the farm that gave us all the peppers and tomatoes we wanted, and I had a family of 6, I thought it was perfect to use peppers and stuff them with meat and rice. It would be a good, healthy meal, and it would go and stretch a long way.
I'm surprised you didn't stuff the peppers with more peppers.
Then comes the flavor. Dried onions, Italian seasoning, basil, thyme, onion powder, garlic salt, tomato sauce, and because this is Minnesota, shredded cheddar.
When it comes to using this type of rice, why use wild rice at all?
Well, it makes a nice blend, but wild rice adds a little bit more chew to it, a little more texture, and it adds a kind of a nutty flavor to it. Now we're going to finish the dish. We're going to take the rest of your spaghetti sauce and your can of tomato soup. Ideally, I would use Campbell's soup, but my son didn't follow directions on my list, so we're using this kind today. Put a little water in my spaghetti sauce jar so I can get all the rest out. Then you're going to pour this on top of your peppers.
We go across the land, be it sun or snow. We're the newest regiment in the USO. Amid the dance and a wink, we look out for GI.
Now it's time to add cheese for the final touch and put them back in for another 15 minutes.
Choo, 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 choo.
It looks amazing. Mom?
You're gonna love it.
When I ate this as a kid, my mom would just hollow out a bell pepper and then stuff everything inside. It was a little bit too much bell pepper, but I feel like over time, the recipe has been perfected. What do you think? Are you happy with the final product?
Yep, I think it turned out perfect. I always take a knife and cut it, and you can have a bite of pepper along with the meat and rice.
Oofda. Absolutely steamy, hot, and inviting. I mean, being in weather that's -40, this is the type of food you want to fill your belly with. Oh, that's very nice. I mean, the pepper is the first thing that hits your tongue. If you don't like bell pepper, you will not like this. The wild rice offers a slightly different texture. Then you have that thin sheet of cheese on top. It's got a nice texture to it.
So you like it, huh?
It's perfect.
I'm glad you like it.
And what ties it all together, that sauce. And I don't know if you saw, that sauce was made by hand somewhere in a factory. Not here. Today's final food is one that leaves me feeling conflicted. A dessert known as Rhubarb Crisp. There's just one small problem. I hate rhubarb. Many of you may not know rhubarb because around the world, most people don't eat this plant. Most people, even back in caveman days, would have tasted it and said, oh, that no eat.
Rhubarb thrives in cold climates, the kind Minnesotans know all too well. Plant it once, and it'll keep coming back year after year.
When we were growing up, in the garden every year, the rhubarb would grow, and I thought, oh, that's like a huge weed. But then she made us eat it. What do you like about rhubarb?
I just love how it tastes when you cook it. Hits the spot every time for me.
This has a wild taste to it.
Yep, it's sour and tart.
Just the fiber alone, it's like eating celery. Do you hear that?
But it has a definite flavor.
Yeah.
Celery doesn't have a flavor. Rhubarb has a flavor.
All right.
I've got about 2 to 3 cups of water in here, and I'm gonna add about 2 cups of sugar. Wait for that sugar to dissolve. In the meantime, I'm going to get a water and cornstarch mixture, pour this cornstarch and water mixture, and wait for it to come to a boil and thicken. And now we're gonna work on the crisp. We've got oatmeal, white sugar, brown sugar, some flour, and then we need to add the butter.
At last, our final food on our Minnesota menu, one of my mom's favorite desserts, Rhubarb Crisp. Oh wow, it's congealed nicely. Oh yeah, beautiful. The first thing I want to do is just try that rhubarb alone. It's become very soft. I haven't eaten this for a while. First of all, raw rhubarb, no bueno. That's why you won't find it in Mexican food. It's no bueno. But after cooking for so long, it's become completely soft. It's like a potato. All the fibrousness is gone and sweet, you know, with a little bit of help from that 2 pounds of sugar that was dumped in there. I'm a bit surprised.
So is it good?
Let's see. Let's try another bite. I want to get a big, beautiful bite. It's got a little bit of everything. Let's give it a shot. It's a lot better than I remember. It's pretty dang good. Have you done something different?
No, that's how I've always made it.
It's so interesting. It's super sweet. It has a ton of sugar in it, but actually, I'm kind of surprised how the rhubarb has almost melted into all the other ingredients. It's pretty good. I mean, what a transformation from that raw rhubarb, just plain awful. It seemed like it had no potential into this. And honestly, it's kind of the story of me. I was once that raw rhubarb. I want to say a huge thank you to my mom, not only for cooking today, but also for giving birth to me, raising me, stuff like that. For those of you watching, I'm curious, which of these 8 foods today would you be most interested in trying? We went all the way from green foods to savory, meaty meatloafs to a rhubarb crisp like what you see here. Let me know if you want to see my mom cooking some more foods. Otherwise, that is it for this one. I will see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Good. I said, do you want to do peace? She goes, no.